Okay, welcome back. It's been a little bit over a week since we last checked in on my bins, but I had this banana in my newest bunch of bananas from the store that had a crack in it. So I chopped it in half and ate the other piece of it, but this piece seemed like it would be a perfect little snack to feed the worms. And um, in the end, we'll feed one of the bins with that little banana treat that I just created. So, back and see what we got. All right, yeah, looks good. If you recall oh no, you weren't there. I didn't film it. What I had was a fair amount of frozen vegetables, and also combined with a bunch of frozen tomatoes, leftovers from the garden that never really ripened completely. So I laid in a fairly heavy strip of frozen vegetables, but it's kind of what I was expecting to see. They're all kind of congregating in here to dig into the food, but all the food looks just tiny scraps. I can barely make out what's what. I think there was some root vegetables in here too, stuff that normally takes them a little longer to process, but I think the freezing is what helps the material become a little bit more readily consumable by the worms. Appealing and tasty to them, it seems. I wonder what it is that they're digging so much over here. Looks like tomato. I could see the tomato being appealing to them. Those tomatoes have been sitting outside for a long time. A lot of them look like they might have already started rotting to a certain point. It's just that they'd been frozen, made them a little bit more manageable. And they seem like the perfect treat for the worms, so hasn't really gotten started yet, but don't have to peel back much to see what's happening here. They've definitely zeroed in on the food. Everything that was maybe a little bit more softened up by having been frozen has already been gobbled up. Just some of these larger chunks remain. They sure do clear out of sight quickly. So here again you can see the spot that was last fed. So we'll take a peek at how things are doing here. I thought this was where I fed, because you can even see chunks of food. It's unusual, unless they're busy on something else or something. See a couple worms here and there. Unless there's maybe a more appealing section that they're being drawn to. I mean, here too I could see skins, so they've been into it. So they've eaten all the fleshy, soft stuff out of the tomatoes. And the skin will go too eventually, but that just probably takes a little longer. So maybe they're just, I don't know. I'm not sure where they are. It's gonna do what we did before. We'll just take a general look anywhere, to see what's going on. Here too, just not a great deal of worms, but a fair number of very tiny worms. So I mean, I think just that as a sign is usually good, indicating that they're reproducing. which I think also suggests that they're content with their home. It's little tiny itty bitty worms. But no, so far no major concentration anywhere. I mean, you know, anywhere you look, they're all over the place. But I figured after this last feeding, there'd be a clump of them in one particular spot. I'm gonna take a peek on the bottom. Yeah, I mean, if you dig down really low, there they are, all throughout. So maybe in this bin maybe they came up and enjoyed some of that freshly added stuff, but then maybe they just didn't really feel the need to congregate in one particular spot. I don't know. This one's a little different, just in terms of how the worms are gathering. Pretty sure it was all just more of the same. And we'll see how that banana does. I'm sure it won't take long for them to zero in on it. So that's it for today. Thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it. And look forward to having you back next time. Thanks for watching.